Our next question is, I just can't relate to those who have actually attempted suicide before. What can I do or say to help that won't come across as insensitive? Eileen, what insights can you share about this?
Thank you, Kayla. I think a lot of people may be in this boat, not really understanding, how a person gets to that point, what goes on in that individual's psyche that gets them to that point. And if you haven't experienced something, sometimes it's difficult to understand it. However, I would say to this person, what is your goal and what are you trying to do? Are you trying to provide help? Is the person approaching you, or are you seeking to understand where they're coming from? And you're asking them questions. So that, I think that's a major difference. And so depending on the scenario and what you're trying to do and what your goal is, I think that can affect how you respond. I think if someone is seeking help, even though we don't understand it exactly, we can still be supportive and be there for the individual. Micah spoke earlier about ask and asking the questions. If you have concerns that someone might be contemplating suicide, it's so much better to be honest and open and just ask the question than to skirt around the issue. Some people are afraid of the issue and don't want to discuss it at all. Don't tell me that because I can't handle it and I don't know what to do with that. Trying to be open and listening with true, listening ears, not listening to respond or to react, but listening to the person just to listen and be there for them, is something I'd recommend. If the person's seeking help, again, being there to listen to what their needs are. Do they need to vent? Are they seeking help at that moment? Always, if an individual is in a dire situation, imminent danger, about to attempt suicide, you want to call for help at that point in a very serious situation. If a person has lethal means and they're telling you that they're going to do something right then, of course, you want to call 911, seek help from professionals. If it's a friend situation you're trying to understand, I think being there for that person, again, listening. I think we have to be careful too with prying too much or trying to seek out that information because we don't understand. Mm-hmm. There may be a time that door is open, but you have to be very careful with it and let the other person kind of approach that topic versus quizzing them about that situation. And how we react. We can inadvertently react with judgment in so many scenarios, or even when we're trying to be caring, such as, you aren't considering suicide, are you? Like, surely you wouldn't be doing that. You're already throwing tons of judgment and negativity. That's not going to help the situation. Asking the question honestly, are you thinking about it? And being open to that. You have to be open to listening to what that person's going to tell you, even if it's difficult. And that's a hard thing to do. And so for someone, I don't think you have to relate 100% to what they're feeling to be there for them. And the goal is to be there and listen and help them get the help they need when they need it. And to provide the help that you can provide, such as listening and providing a non-judgmental ear